So I'm here today in Derby with Tru-Skool. You're back with JK. It's been more than a decade since JK ART OF PANJAB. How has your creative chemistry changed with JK?
No, it's not like, oh, I'm back with JK, because we've been doing loads of singles in between the time. So it's like, it's not I'm back, you know, we're just, this time we thought, all right, we've done a lot of singles, let's come with an EP.
So since JK ART OF PANJAB, music's changed, your relationship with JK may have changed. How has that affected the kind of creative chemistry you two have together?
Well, not really, because we're actually friends, like close friends outside of the music. So it's just been the same thing. Like, you know, he's been doing his thing, I've been doing mine, but we've always stayed connected. He's always been present when I've been making other productions. So there ain't really been no change. We're just us, and we've stayed the way we are, and that's it. We're bringing our authentic selves, but there is some new flavors and new different sounds on there as well to show that, not evolution, more like just showing other colors.
Can you talk about what can we expect? We know you're elite at hip hop, bhangra, folk, R&B, soul. What you said, new sounds. What kind of new sounds are we going to expect on this one? Well,
I think the duet song is a bit more of a mellow thing, which we've not really showed that side of much. And even the JK Hania, again, that production and sound on there is something that's very personal to me since I was a very young boy. So to showcase that felt good, and to have JK singing on something like that is what I'm talking about when I said we were showing some different colours as well.
And on JK Hania in particular, that single, I don't think I was expecting that. It still had that kind of edge to it with the aggressive drums and stuff. But that guitar riff, what kind of mood were you trying to capture on that song?
I mean, that song's been through a few different stages. When I initially made the beat, I think it was 2017.
Okay.
I remember, and then JK, he had a different song on there first. So that guitar-y riff wasn't there. Then eventually, as the song changed into something else, then I added that in there. But as we've already stated, which I definitely want to make a point of, that song, the melody that Jake is singing is actually a melody that I loved, that was originally made by Azad Group in the 80s from the album Kabaddi. And Parminder, the vocalist on that song, I always loved that song. And I was like, one day I'm going to do something with that. So I always had that planned. And I didn't know that it was going to be on this beat. And it was just like, yo, because I told you, you know the Azad thing, yeah, why don't we put that with this? Because I remember I was, you know, since like many years, like early 2000s, like, I'm going to do something with that. And we bumped into Azad at Radio Derby a few years ago. And I told Parminder Uncle there, I was like, and Cash was there too. I was like, the other lead vocalist, I was like, we love that song. Do you mind if we do something? We made new lyrics, but we kept that melody. It was like, and they were like, yeah, go for it. And they liked it too.
So we're in the booth where JK's been recording the EP, and as you can see, we're surrounded by not just Punjabi history and culture, but the music that, you know, Tru-Skool's inspired by. You can see over here, we got all the CDs. You can see over there, we got more CDs. We got drum packs, all different kind of things. We got a tabale, dolkiya, little budget, like, it's all in here. Small tumbi, I don't even know what it's called. It feels special in here. It feels like there's been a lot of stuff recorded in here over the years, and this new EP too. And with the genres that we're hearing on this EP, can you speak a bit more about those and what you wanted to explore musically, and also kind of the themes and the mood of the EP?
Well, there's 5 songs on the EP. We had to be careful because it's like our thing we're known for primarily is doing the Desi Punjabi raw sound with a touch of the sort of the hip hop 90s vibe on there. So I was like, I'm not going deviating away from that. So the first track, JK Hania, which is like very, it's like an 89, 90 kind of R&B sound, which is the first time I got to show that, which you know, so I was really pleased with the way that came out, which is just totally different from what's going on with other producers. Second track is what we do, you know. People were hoping that we were going to deliver a song like 82 or Pota Jattan De, and so when Bach Ke Haniyan came out, there was like, this one's good, but still, there was a bit of that. I was like, yeah, that other thing is coming, because we didn't want to go from 82 to Fair Up again, which is the other song I'm talking about. We didn't want to do that back to back, so we've got that, and after that, Sorma, that is, like I said, a mellow kind of song. It's a duet song. JK's second duet that he's done, which is, again, we didn't want it sounding like the first one he did with Munraj. Straight Up Asla, that song there is, that one was like, we're not looking at, ticking boxes or filling spaces. That one was like, I just want a nice head nod, smooth, just a hip hop sort of joint, and that's why it was like just total expression on that one. And the last one, definitely inspired by Sukhshinder Shinda, Jazzy B, Pinda Jack. That one is, before anyone else says it, I'm saying it straight that we love that. We did Shalle Mundiyan before, we've done Shinde Di Tape, but I'd say this is like going on a different level.
Yeah.
But you know the mad thing about that one, which we could talk about again, I actually made this in 2011.
Crazy. So 2011, 2025, Bach Ke Haniyan, 2017, 2025. How do you sit there and think, right, that track, this EP, this project is where I want it? Because it sounds like you sit with these for years.
No, what it was with the Doll Fire song, that beat, believe it or not, it's a mad story, because when we finished the Gabru Punjab, that album, and we were in mastering in London, the day I got back and it was mastered, the next day I made that beat, the Doll Fire beat, the next day after Gabru Punjab, that, and that we could just never find a song for it. And then that was supposed to be on JK's second album, and you know, so we always knew on the second album we were going to have Shinde Di Tape on there, we were going to have this as well, like two of those flavors, and there's another thing as well. Could never find a song on it, and then one time I was like, Jit, come on man, we need a song for this, and out of nowhere the beat was playing, he just came out with that hook line.
JK is a writer, right? So when you say find a song, can you tell people what does that mean? Because as that non-musicians, people might not know, what do you mean by find a song? Surely you've got the beat there, isn't that kind of where?
No, fine. We need to get some lyrics on here and create a melody. So that hook line, he came out with those lyrics and the melody in one go. It's like innately just came out. I was like, that's the one, you know.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Then he got the verses done. I composed all that and was like, this is the one we're happy with.
And is there any times, I'm sure there are times where you're like, that's the one. JK is like, nah, or the other way around. Does that ever happen?
With Jip, it's usually like when he's brought something to me. I mean, that's what happened with the Bach Ke Haniyan song. The melody that we had on there first, the song that we had on there first, that was Jit saying, yo, let's do this. And I was like this about and then eventually I was like, I don't feel right about this.
Yeah.
So I usually, because I'm the producer, Jit will listen and be like, all right, it's your call. Because if I don't feel comfortable, there's no point in making it because you're forcing something. So I was like, this ain't the right one.
So the audience, as much as you appreciate them, they're not in your head when you're creating the art in that sense.
No chance.
No chance.
I think that's very rare.
Yeah.
It's happened probably a few times and it's never turned out well.
Okay, yeah.
Apart from once when I made Jawar Boliyan. I made that with like, I'm gonna make sure this song does something, and I don't ever say that this song needs to bang, this song needs to hit. I never say that. I was in an angry moment at that time and I was like, I'm gonna make this song bang no matter what happens. Like, this song's gonna be a hit. I've only done that once in my life and it happened. I made that pure anger, you know. It was an angry time, and it came through. The energy was in the music, and it worked.
So Joel Bondia, angry time. This, you've said intention, busy, bang, bang, bang. But what were you feeling? What kind of emotions were going through when you're making this EP?
It's more measured, to be honest, because it's like we try to express what we're about, you know. So I think about that and I ask myself, what do I want to make? And then we go and make it. Do you know what I mean? So I try to avoid having loads of different versions of songs, and it ends up, when it does happen, you've got to go with nature in it. But with doing an EP though, compared to an album, you've got less songs to sort of to paint a picture, to express something. So an album is where you can really give many colours. So this is like more of a condensed version. So if there's people saying, oh yeah, I wanted a slow song, I wanted one like this, I was like, it's an EP, man. Like, you know, you know what I mean? You
can't get the same variety.
Yeah, you're gonna EPs 4 or 5 songs. It's 3 to 5 songs. You know what I mean? So it's like, it means we can do more in the future.
On this, we do have that duet, which is the second duet JK has done. How is it recording a duet versus recording JK on his own? Do you have to direct him differently? Does he have to change the way he kind of sings or anything? How does that work?
No. But with the duet, actually, that wasn't a duet first.
Okay.
It was his solo track, and together, a few of us, we decided, because of the way it was sounding, shall we make this into a duet? Because I think it would go with the beat.
Yeah.
So we decided to do that. We got female verses written up and a female chorus to complement what was already there with the male parts. And when it came to finding a vocalist, I'd heard Karan Barad, and she was relatively a newcomer. I think she's got a brilliant vocal. We approached her and she was down with it, and she liked Jit's vocal. She'd heard the 82 song. They were aware of my music as well. We got that recorded on video call. Okay. But obviously, since we recorded that, she's appeared on many people's songs now. So I kind of was like, I wish we'd got it out sooner, because like, you know, because we don't like jumping on bandwagons.
So recording video calls, not something you usually do, right?
Very rare. Hardly ever done it. It's like probably a couple of times ever.
Yeah. And you record, from what I know, is the Baja, the singer, that's it, no instrumentation. You did Karan like that, Diljit, and you've done JK like that this time as well.
Yeah, everybody, yeah.
What is it about that way of recording that is in line with what you want to achieve with the song and what you want to do?
I mean, that's quite interesting because I don't have an instrumental playing in the background whilst they're recording, because I don't want that covering up what I'm hearing vocally, because I don't use auto-tune on the vocalist. So the vocalist needs to perform. So it's got to be stripped down and bare. So when there's a beat on, the bass and all the chords and stuff might cover up the mistakes. So that's why I don't have a beat on. But some people vibe better to a beat. So when we did Karan's album, there was a combination of, he sang just to a Baja or Dolki, that was it, which he wasn't used to. And then he's like, on certain tracks, like when we did Here and There, he's like, I want to sing on the beat. And it worked for him. So if it works for the vocalist, then you got to listen.
Okay. So you're adaptable to...
Yeah.
And with JK, you don't need to adapt.
He's used to doing that. But saying that, there was 1 or 2 where this time he did sing on the beat. Okay. I think with a Dollfire, because it's faster, he needed to ride the beat in a certain way.
Oh, to get that flow.
And Batke Haringa, those two. Yeah, he rode the beat on those 2. Okay. But I don't usually do that.
Yeah, not at all. And so we've got the songs, and we've got an outro and an intro. What makes you want to do those things? Because on Gabru Punjab, we got those skits, and on this we've got an intro, outro, and EP. You can't necessarily do skits, but what's your thinking behind them, and how thought out and planned are they? Are they an afterthought when the EP's done, or are you thinking about constantly as you're making the EP?
The intro was one of the first things we did, because it was like the beginning of the EP kind of thing. So although I had, a couple of the beats done, like Doll Fire and Batke Harninga, it was like, when we announced we're doing an EP, it was like, let's make an intro. And, so that was one of the earliest things that got made. So it was like, let's just, let's set the precedent. And also, another thing with the intro is the way it sounds. We could have made that into a song.
Yeah.
So it was another cheeky way of adding another flavour to the EP, because it's like, we haven't got a song that sounds like that intro. So I was like, but I still want some of that musicality there. So in the future, we might actually put a vocal on that actual intro beat, if people like it, and the outro, the reason why I put that there, not for the sake of having an outro, that beat that you hear in the outro is actually from Doll Fire, and it's actually my favourite part of the song. It's in one of the middle verses. I was like, I love that, because it's that 90s Bhangra, early 93, 4 sound. And I was like, oh, I wish I could have had that longer. So I thought, you know what, I will have it longer. You'll check this out, So a friend of mine from Punjab called Gurnoor, he got me the first edition of this cassette. Now, trust me, this is like past gold. Like, this is the original artwork of Marnet's classic album from 1982. It hasn't got a name. It's just called just duets with Sima and that, but really most people call it Miru Bosti. So to have this on cassette, it's like, am I the only person in the world with it or something? Because if you got this, let me know, innit? If your dad or someone had this, it's gonna be mad. But check this out, holding this, and then like, so these are the Monica ones. So check this out. If I just grab these, and I grab this too, see there's quite a lot to grab there. So check this out, this is the vinyl of that, and see this cassette here, this is what they used to look like. See that is how they used to look. But check this out, I've only got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of this vinyl. Check this one out. This is the original cassette of Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 chambers. So having this on CD, I remember when the vinyl came out, but getting the cassette, it was like, this was like £8-9 back in 94. You know what I mean? That is like, that's like paying £25 for a cassette, that is. So having this on cassette, I'm like well proud to have that, because it's just a rare thing, the way, I don't know, man, I can't explain it. Just to hold it, it's just different, man. And having it from the original time, all the artwork, you get to see everything in there.
How did you get the money to afford it back then?
It was begging your mum, innit? Begging, innit? Scrounging, or even saving dinner monies up and that.
What was your first ever cassette you physically bought with your own money?
Oh, well, let me show you that. Well, I didn't have my own money. It's like, Mum, can you give me this?
What was the
first one that I bought, that I said, Mum, give me $250. It was this tape here. The legend, Safri Boys, Barnagade. One of the greatest, biggest Bhangra tracks of all time. So there's only 2 songs on here, and that song's just as amazing as this one. So Bukta produced Barnagade, Ajinder Bupra, the other song. This is so special to me, man. I got this from Heya Music Centre, Ammo's shop, Ammo Chaos Productions. I bought this from his shop. So that's sick, so big up to Ammo there. There's the goat, innit?
You bring in your own thing and authenticity. How important and what does that look like for you and JK versus you and Karan you and Joel uncle, you and Kulvinder Joel, you and Karan Diljit. How was it?
You know what? It's something that I've thought about that in the past because I make a lot of the melodies most of the time. It's like, for some reason, we've always been lucky where they just sound different. Everybody sounds different. And I think it's because I try to look at who I'm working with, then I look at what suits them, or the vocalists will know what suits them for themselves anyway when they're finding stuff. Because everybody's an individual, if you connect with that individual, I think you're naturally going to end up with something different. So I let nature do it, and it just happens because of nature.
And that's important to you, that relationship with the artist, beyond just, I think he's a good singer.
Yeah.
You're looking for...
Yeah, because I want to know who the person is for those reasons, because then you're going to get something authentic and honest.
And have you played a lot of the instruments on this EP yourself?
Oh yes, yeah. If it's not acoustic, then it'll be keyboard based, where you're playing a lot of the keys and melodies, playing the bass lines and stuff. So I always, even if I sample or then it's going to be accompanied with what I'm playing. That's just something that's important.
So drums is the first instrument I learned when I was at school. It was all hip hop breaks. Like I didn't realise they were sampling it. So I used to learn every hip hop drum beat you could think of. Like I'm not learning all these breaks like. So I'm learning how to play all them where these bands are sampling it. But some people are gonna know what I'm doing here, yeah? Check this out. It's for them specific heads, yeah? So check this out. That is related to what I just played a second ago. Certain mans will know what I just did there.
Whose opinion, if anyone's, are you consulting when you're making the EP, when you're making music? Especially with this one, like, who are you going to say, I've made this?
Anybody that comes to the house, because my studio is in my house, so literally every person who comes, that sort of gives me like a consensus of what's getting made. Like, so we make what we want to make. So the test is what are these people liking. So I ask different people, and if the consensus is good, it's like, yes, we can keep this song. So yeah, I always male, female, different age groups, people that I see, because I don't ever send the songs out. I don't let people have the songs and have them in their phones. I never do that, so because I'm doing that process already myself, because I'm responsible for what's going to come out, so I'm asking various people, so it's not about do I trust this person's opinion, because ultimately I've got to go with my gut anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of gut and sort of general feedback from as many people that I see in person, rather than sending somebody something that's like, no, I don't do that.
Just going back to JK, what's something that JK does in the booth that you're just like, yeah, that's it, that's what I'm looking for in a singer that I'm working with?
Because we've already rehearsed the track, it literally is, it needs to be what we rehearsed. So there's no such thing as, wow, that was sick, because we already rehearsed the track. So it's more like, no, all right, we got it now, and literally let them move on. It's literally just that.
So you rehearse the tracks before you record them?
Yeah, 100% practice. Yeah, like because I don't want the vocalist to go in there reading off a phone or off a paper. Like, they need to know the track off by heart, so that it's so you got that proper authentic finish, you know, not where it's not regimented. Like, it's got to be rehearsed and coming out naturally, smooth flow.
So this sounds like what they used to do back in the day.
Definitely.
Rehearse it, go in there and do it.
Yeah, definitely. Anyone I've ever worked with, every single person, we've always done a rehearsal of the vocal first. So then we already know what we're looking for, and then that's what we go for.
What was the feeling like when you first heard JK as we know him today? Because from what I know, you said, I think in previous interviews, he wasn't actually a singer like what we know today when he first came to you and met you. How did you feel when you were like, oh, like, he's actually ready now, like we've got to that point?
Yeah, I mean, from teaching him from scratch, and then to how he became a singer, a professional vocalist, I was just like, I looked back and I was like, yo, you actually sound good.
Yeah.
You know, not just that you know, like when we did the vocal for, there was a song On the Mic or 82, them kind of songs, when he's, after all these years, he's still sounding like that. I look back and I was like, yeah, you're doing good, man. You're doing good.
Do you feel like proud?
Yeah.
Yeah. So JK's dropped the artwork, you both dropped the artwork. And I don't think we've seen an artwork that iconic in the scene for years.
You know what? I don't like giving Gov credit, yeah, but I have to admit it, yeah, because that was him. When we spoke about an idea of, and he was like, let's get Bob in it. Like, my dad's in there, his Bob's in there, you know, and Jit's dad was meant to be, he didn't make it. Like, he was like, let's get Bob in there. I was like, okay, we were like, yeah, that sounds good. But then we were meant to do it at a different park and by the bench, all this stuff. We wanted to do it by our primary school that me and Jit went to, even though I'm a lot older than him. We went to the same primary. So in the end, Gov's like, no, we're doing it at this park. Have you got the bob bed? I'm like, it's your idea. So he goes, I'll get the bob bed then, innit? At least bring your dad then, innit? So he was like that. So he arranged all that. Yeah. Got the photographer, he arranged it all. And I was like, I hope it's gonna look good. He's kept saying, it's gonna be sick. And I was like, yeah, I hope so, innit? Yeah. And then took the photo and I wasn't sure what it's gonna look like. And when the photo got done, then we was putting the text on, I still wasn't sure. Again, because I'm one of those guys, when it comes out, then I'll look at it or listen to it. So when we posted it on Instagram, I looked at it, I was like, that's a sick artwork. And I never said that to him. Yeah. Until he's heard me say it right now. Because he's sitting there and that's a sick artwork. He killed it. That was him. He actually, so he came through and looking at the artwork, I think it's one of the baddest artworks I've ever seen, because this is Punjabi music. How much more Punjabi can you get than that artwork?
And do you think, did you know something like, so obviously you got uncle, your dad's there.
He's the one in the blue, innit?
Yeah, there you go, check that out.
That's my dad.
And the other Babbe, were they people you knew, people from Derby?
Yeah, they're all from Derby. So Manjeet Samrat, he's a good friend of ours, he's one of the writers of many songs like Challe Mundiyan, Panga Pega, other songs, a lot of songs, Word is Born, all sorts. Probably the coolest person on there was the Baba on JK's left with the white dadi sitting on the side. I think he's got a grey jacket on, but there's a separate picture of him. He is Punjab, innit? Yeah. That is Manjeet's father-in-law. Okay. So Manjeet came to drop him off because he's like very, you know, he's old, he's like fragile, do you know what I mean? And he's like nice, he's a quiet, calm person. Manjeet came to drop him off. And then it's like, you might as well go in there as well. So Manjeet's standing behind him. Manjeet's got the yellow one. He's standing behind his father-in-law. And my dad knew the other guys, and like Govinda's Babba's in there as well. So it's all just Derby guys, Derby Babba, innit? So
that is what you're saying, authenticity.
Yeah, that's like, because them guys, like, you know, my dad's been here since 1961, you know, like, this is like the first.
I think that represents a true Derby Punjabi community in one picture. even the park it was taken up is where
Yeah.
the kabaddi tournaments used to be.
Yeah, no, they still are. The
Yeah.
tournaments are still in that Redwood Park. We still have the kabaddi tournaments there. You know, so it was nice to have it in that park as well.
No, that is all the backstory to that's amazing. And was there any, not to keep talking about the Babbe, but were the Babbe ever reluctant, some of them, just to be in a thing, or did they know what this would mean for Derby and Punjabi culture, if that makes sense?
I don't think I don't know if they've seen it yet, but like they were just excited to do it. They're like, yeah, we'll come in it. Like, so they've obviously not done anything like that before. We were just lucky that they came and done the thing in it.
Yeah.
And so I'll find out what they think of it now.
Yeah, let me know. So that's the EP. Can we expect another project after this at JK and Tru-Skool? What's next for you two?
I mean, the gaps that JK's had is his fault and my fault. We've just maybe, yeah, you could say comfortable. He's been so busy with his gigs. I've been so busy with what I do, and also just sort of being complacent. We had so many gaps. We're never going to let this happen again.
Okay.
So there's going to be JK this time. We'll make sure he doesn't have these gaps anymore. We're going to make sure. And you know what? To prove it, we've actually already started other music.
So the new music on the way soon.
Yeah.
Let's go. And what about you? Because as a producer, you work with so many different artists. What can we expect to hear from Tru-Skool and the Tru-Skool sound?
A lot of music, a lot of stuff. So this EP is coming in a couple of days, and then there's 2 other albums that I've made. I don't want to say the artist. I did announce the Nimrat Kara one, so people know. Yeah. But that's coming, and somebody else's. And there's others. I don't even know what's come to mind, but there is, after all these years, on New Village Records, there's either going to be a Tru-Skool EP. That's going to be the first since Represent.
Mm-hmm.
If not, there's going to be Tru-Skool and somebody else.
Cool.
So, but again, that's since Represent. I've not done this where I've made a project with multiple singers. That's going to happen. That's coming.
And what genres are we going to hear on these?
Genres, eh?
Yeah.
Just music, innit? Punjabi music.
Punjabi music, yeah. All right. So JK and Tru-Skool's EP, Art of Punjab, is dropping Friday, 18th of July. Make sure you're all on streaming platforms, streaming that. Physicals will be available, and subscribe to the channel. Please forgive me for any mistakes, and please follow for more Punjabi and sex-related content.
I wanted you to say that as well. The trademark.